See, you can,
Camera
can
is
see,
locked, huh? Now how do I unlock
yeah.
it?
Just click on the camera. That's it.
Where's no, the video is
No,
on.
the video is on. And then you
Select
have
a
to,
camera, integrated camera,
No,
mirror my video, blur my background, choose background, video settings. So should I use the integrated camera?
try on, ma'am. Try on, ma'am, please.
Should I try that? Okay, I did that.
Yes, ma'am. Please.
Yeah, I've done
Go
that.
ahead.
Floating reactions. Have a new animation. Give it a try. No. Okay, this is become a.
Patty, please go to settings and just open the camera and check whether it is.
Sorry. Go to.
Go to settings and see camera.
I'm so nervous now. Where will I find the settings? I'm thinking.
No, you don't have to go. No, see, just you joined on mobile or laptop?
Laptop.
Oh, laptop, it will be there, no, below, just in the
Ma'am,
Yes.
can you
tab
do
bar.
one thing, ma'am? Can you do
Sure.
one thing? If you could just join through mobile, that would
No,
be
my
better.
mobile, I'm never comfortable because I've never done it on mobile. I don't want to do anything that, unless in, acha, okay, settings I found. Now, what do I do in the settings?
Go to camera.
Video, you mean? Yeah, video. Okay. Yeah, the camera, mirror, sending video resting, auto.
It's already time now.
Yeah, but why is it showing a lock? I don't understand.
No, in system it is there. So now we are live, ma'am. We can go without
No, my phone is not
videos.
sufficiently charged. That's my concern.
That's okay, ma'am. Ma'am, Padma, ma'am, you are live. We can begin the show.
Okay, then I'll be hidden as usual. Let me see. Add hide self view. Okay.
Please keep trying, Patty. Maybe.
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm trying very hard.
Yeah.
Should I completely go out and try again? No.
If any neighbors are there, you can call them and help.
No, there are no neighbors like that.
No
one has gone to USA, other one has gone somewhere
okay,
else.
okay.
Don't ask me in public domain these questions. Okay. So, I can see Srinivasa Rao Sambangi, very prominently on my screen. Padma, I'm seeing in a small corner, and myself, I see some. I've been logged. Oh my God! It says hide self view.
Patty.
Yeah, I see you now completely on my screen, Padma.
Yeah. Okay, please, you keep trying, Patty. It's the time to start the program now.
Okay, now share screen. Is there just a minute? One last attempt shall I make?
Yeah.
Without video, where should I try more? Okay. I go to settings, then what do I do in the settings? That's where my logged camera is showing. No.
Patty, ma'am, I have to start the program. It's the time to start now.
Okay, please go ahead.
It's live program now. Yeah.
Yeah, I understand.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. Namaste. This is Padma from Hyderabad, India. Hearty welcome to Padma's Parikrama from ordinary to extraordinary, which introduces numerous famous personalities on this prestigious platform, the Fertile Brains. The Fertile Brains is a place where poets meet to share their minds and hearts on every Sunday, and runs important segments which focus on our legendary Indian poets. It also conducts discussions which promotes new authors and poets. In addition to these, the Fertile Brains is unique in its efforts to bring into focus our well-known Indian poets through its program Poets Meet Poets. Through my book, it launches new and old authors through vibrant discussions by erudite scholars. Twinkling Minds is another program on the Fertile Brains which helps children write and appreciate literature. All the creative people on this forum discuss various worldly topics that enrich every listener. The ultimate aim of the Fertile Brains is Vasudeva Kutumbakam, which means the world is one family. That is all about Fertile Brains. Before I begin the event, I would like to thank Mr. Prasanna, the founder of the Fertile Brains, and Rupali Sarkar Gaur ma'am for taking this initiative to begin the program. And I also thank all the members of the team, the Fertile Brains, for making this happen today. Let me introduce myself. I have been in the field of education for more than 3 decades and worked in various international schools in India and Maldives for a few years. When I was working in schools, I was the head of the Department of English and I trained many teachers. I held various positions like the principal, head of the Department of English, the academic coordinator, and a teacher of English. When I talk about my literary journey, I am a bilingual writer, I am a bilingual poet, and I write poetry, articles, stories, and reviews in English, and I write poetry in Telugu also, which is my mother tongue. My writings have been published in various international anthologies, magazines, newspapers, and even online, anthologies. That's about me. Fame is a thin shadow of eternity, and good fame is always better than a good face. When I talk about growth is never by mere chance. It is the result of all the forces working together, and change is inevitable. By experiencing different changes and working hard in life, profession, caliber, and talents, one can become an eminent personality in the society. Today, my honorable guest and an eminent personality in the society is Padmaja Iyengar Paddy. Dear Padmaja Iyengar, I am very much privileged and honored to welcome you to this noteworthy platform, the Fertile Brains, which gives numerous opportunities to the poets, authors, and many creative souls. Dear Padmaja, I'm so happy to have you as my special guest today. Hearty welcome to you for the event Padma's Parikrama, from ordinary to extraordinary. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you, Padma. I'm sorry I'm incognito, unseen, but however, I think my voice makes up for all that. And thank you for this honor and opportunity, the Fertiles Brain Groups, and Prasanna, and the other members of the group who have been kind enough to invite me and give me this honor and opportunity. Uh, um, and as far as Padmavati and I, we go back a long way, from an apartment called the Chiranjeevi apartment, so rightly named because that apartment we were neighbors and we have been friends. And I think it'll be a Chiranjeevi friendship for us always. Chiranjeevi is a Sanskrit word which means forever.
Yeah.
So I think our friendship is Chiranjeevi, and I'm very honored and happy to be here. And once again, thank you for the honor and the opportunity.
Yeah, that's very true. And we have been friends for many years.
We
I
go back
think
a long
14
way.
or 15 years. Yes. Yeah. Let's know how our guest Padmaja Iyengar changed from ordinary to extraordinary. How she became an eminent personality in the society. So, before knowing her life story, let me read her bio. Let me introduce her by reading her bio. When I talk about Padmaja Iyengar, she doesn't need any introduction. when I talk about her, she is known by many personalities internationally, not alone in India. So I think, dear viewers, all of you are, eagerly waiting to know about her, what she did in her life, and how she became, a prominent person or an eminent personality today. Okay, let me read her bio now. Having explored the worlds of banking and urban governance in senior positions from 1972 to 2010, Padmaja Iyengar Paddy, retired Chief Manager, Union Bank of India and former urban governance consultant at the Foundation for Futuristic Cities, that is FFC, Hyderabad, is currently an award-winning poet, writer, editor, and reviewer. She is currently the president of Connecting Across Borders, CAB, an online poetry group. Paddy's maiden poetry collection, Pen Chants, has been recognized by the India Book of Records for never before attempted movie reviews and management topics in rhyming poetry. She has compiled and edited 6 international multilingual poetry anthologies, of which Amaravati Poetic Prism 2016 to 2019 have been successfully recognized by the Limca Book of Records, published by Coca-Cola India as poetry anthology in most languages. Amaravati Poetic Prism 2019 has 1,303 poems in 125 languages contributed by 771 poets from 86 countries, single-handedly compiled and edited by Paddy and published by the Cultural Center of Vijayawada and Amaravati, Vijayawada, a CSR arm of the Mahalakshmi Group, Hyderabad. www. Women, Wit and Wisdom is an international multilingual poetry anthology of women poets, compiled and edited by Paddy and published by Access, ACCESS, New Delhi, showcasing 220 poems in 31 languages by over 100 national and international women poets. Paddy was the guest editor of the March edition of the Pittsburgh-based popular e-zine Setu from 2018 to 2023. An official member of the World Nation Writers Union, Kazakhstan. She is the recipient of several awards and honors, notably the Honored Poet of India Award 2018 from, some names are given here in a different language. Okay, Lasso, I'll try to read out. Lassoyasan Larsan, okay. So an international organization recognized by the government of Seychelles. The Setu Award of Excellence 2018, Special Mention Individual Category, World Literary Prize 2019 conferred by World Nation Writers Union, WNWU, and Independence Day Honor 2020 and 2021 conferred by the Gujarat Sahitya Academy and Motivational Strips, an online literary forum. In November 2024, the World Academy of Arts and Culture, registered in California, USA, conferred the honorary degree of Doctor of Literature upon Padmaja Iyengar Paddy at the 43rd World Congress of Poets. Paddy's poems, short stories, and articles, some of them prize winners, are regularly featured in several international poetry anthologies, print magazines, newspapers, and e-zines. Her poems have also been translated into many languages. Pen Chants again is Paddy's latest poetry collection. What a wonderful journey Paddy. I was so amazed to see your bio and all the achievements that you had and the way you won, the way you got awards. Your life was really amazing and wonderful. That's what I could say. I'm so, happy to have you as my guest today. How are
Thank
you
you.
doing? Yeah, how are you doing and how was the day?
Thank you very much, Padma, for that very, what should I say, awesome introduction. And I feel truly honored and humbled by the way you have introduced me. Thank you so much.
You're
And
welcome.
my day has been as usual, Padma. I get up late, as you know. And then I generally had a lazy day.
Mm.
And now here I am now, and that's how I am.
Yeah, I hope you are doing well, Patty. How
Yes,
is
I'm
your
doing
health?
well, and I trust you are too.
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you. Yeah. So, where do you come from basically, and how did you spend your childhood with your friends and family? Can you throw some light on your early days, those
Yeah,
days?
sure, Padma. Thank you for the question. Um, See, my parents, when they were very young, like my mother, she grew up in Chandrapur, Maharashtra. And my father, by virtue of some being a distant relative of mother, he also moved to Chandrapur, Maharashtra. And there, by some concerned relatives, they were married off. And my parents have all along lived in Maharashtra. My father was a postmaster, so he was posted to various places in Maharashtra. My own childhood, I was born in a place called Amravati in Maharashtra,
Mm-hmm.
and I grew up in Nagpur. I
Mm.
I studied partly in Nagpur, and say up to the age of 16, I was in Nagpur, and thereafter our family moved to Hyderabad. So I
Okay.
had my 11th and 12th. I studied in Hyderabad and also did my graduation. And thereafter, I took up a bank job, and that's how life has gone on. As for my childhood, it has been in various places since my father got transferred. So by the time I could make any friendship, he would be again transferred. So
Mm.
I must say there never were any permanent friends as I grew up. So life has just gone on like that, not only for me but for our entire family. As
Mm.
parents, as elders, they might have made some friendships, but we as children hardly had any opportunities to make very long lasting friendships. And those were the days when there was nothing like a phone or an internet or WhatsApp or anything to remain connected with friends. So as we moved on, the friendship also took a back seat.
Okay,
So I
okay.
must say, only now in my old age, I'm having such wonderful friends like you. Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, what I loved about your childhood is that you had an exposure to various places. I think that is also a blessing, right, Patty?
Yes, absolutely, Padma. It gave an exposure to a wide variety of cultures, families, who are
Mm.
not necessarily Tamilians. As you know, as my name suggests, I'm a
Mm.
Tamilian Iyengar, but we never
Mm.
lived in Tamil Nadu. We
Mm.
were more Maharashtrians, Iyengars. Grew up in
Mm.
Nagpur, Amravati, Akola, um, um, and so many other places.
Okay.
So. I must say this exposure to various types of people in Nagpur is a very cosmopolitan place.
Mm.
So we were exposed to a lot of Bengali culture during puja. There used to be huge functions in Nagpur, Durga
Okay.
Puja festivals. During Ganesh Chaturthi, we'll have a huge Ganesh Chaturthi festival. And there
Okay.
were a lot of Tamilians and Telugus, and so there were various South Indian association even in those days of my childhood.
Okay. Okay. What were you good at? What were you good at during your college life or school life? Were you a dreamer?
No, I think I was never a dreamer. I'm a Taurian, so I'm a very, very practical person. So I
Mm.
accept. I live
Okay.
for the day. I accept the day and move on. So I
Mm.
wouldn't say I was much of a dreamer, but then I accepted my reality as it came, and then took each day as it came. The
Mm.
dreaming part of it, there was not much opportunity, but then I loved reading.
Mm.
That perhaps took me to various kinds of experiences. They were
Mm.
not my experiences, but the experience of the characters in the book. So that kind of used to keep me going. So
Okay, yeah, today when I talk about you, all of us look at you like an eminent personality. How did education change you as a person that you are today?
Most certainly, education, I think, is very, very important, not only for your character development, but also for your personality development. Because as you educate yourself, and educate is not just reading books, learning mathematics, science, physics, chemistry, history, biology, or something like that. Education is all about, growing as evolving as an individual, growing as an individual, personality development, character development, and a lot of reading from books. Reading, I think, goes a long way in shaping and developing one's personality. And in that respect, I was quite a bookworm. So I used to love reading books and then, learning from the books.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. And
Do you,
it
yeah.
helped me a lot to shape my own character and personality.
Okay, so you say that education is a transformation of civilization or even personality. It means
Absolutely,
that.
absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
that's
Civilization, personality, your own interactions with people, your communication with people, all this is, provided by educating yourself.
yeah.
Most importantly, we have to educate ourselves. The schools and colleges play their role, but ultimately it's up to us to educate ourselves in various aspects of life.
Yeah, yeah. Who is the role model in your life, Paddy? And who was the most influential person in your life?
That's a very nice question, Padma, because my earliest and the most influential person in my life has been my mother, late Sita Bai Iyengar. See, from your name, she was named Sita Bai Iyengar because in Maharashtra it's very common to add a Bai after the name. So she
Okay.
was Sita Bai Iyengar, though she was an Iyengar.
So how did she inspire you and how did she motivate you?
Yes, yes, yes. My mother herself was a very, very avid reader.
Okay.
And I've seen her reading all types of books. She was very good in Marathi, Hindi, and she read a lot of English also because the little education she had, say up to 7th or 8th standard, she had in a convent school in
Mm-hmm.
Chandrapur, Maharashtra. And
Mm-hmm.
therefore, though she would not speak English, she was able to read English very well.
Mm-hmm.
So I have seen her reading Hindi, Marathi, English, Tamil books, and she used to also tell me stories from those books.
Mm-hmm.
I remember as a child of 4, 5, and all, after everybody has left, my sisters had left for school and my father has left for office, I used to quickly, spread a mat for her and keep water next and
Mm-hmm.
keep two pillows so that we could lie next to each other. And my mother would tell me a lot of stories
Yeah, yeah,
from the books she had read. And I must say, the stories she told me have gone a long way in, developing my own personality and my own thought processes in a big way.
Oh, that's very nice to
My
know
mother has
about
been a
her.
very, very big influence in my life.
Wow, that's really good, Paddy. I understand how much she inspired you or influenced you in your childhood or while you are growing. It was very nice to know about her. Then, as the chief manager of Union Bank of India, what were the difficulties and challenges did you face? Could
Yes,
you please let us know about those
sure.
times?
Yes, sure. I'll have a lot to say about that, but I'll try to be as brief as possible.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, working in a bank in a senior position is a tough call because every 3 years, 2 years will be transferred.
Mm,
So we will not be in the same place for too long. So I have worked in a lot of places in my life, which
mm-hmm,
also went a long way in, shaping my own thinking and personality and all that. And
mm,
then, we had these customer interactions. They also
mm,
helped me. And
mm,
as the chief manager of Union, earlier, I was uh, heading the international banking division of the
mm.
bank, for quite some time because I
Okay.
joined the bank as a specialist officer foreign exchange.
Mm-hmm,
I worked in two banks, Andhra Bank and Corporation Bank, which ultimately merged as Union Bank of India. So now I'm a Union Bank of India chief manager. I worked for
mm,
11 years in Andhra Bank and 22 years in Corporation Bank. And most of my service was in international banking.
mm,
And it was a very, very interesting kind of work because it was not the run of the mill banking. It was something different. We had to look at exports, imports, and as you know, the exports and imports contribute to our own country's wealth and our own funds position, and
Yeah.
the strength of our country lies in its financial wealth. So somewhere we felt that we were contributing to the foreign exchange reserves of our country, and we were doing something through exports, earnings through exports, and payments through imports, and a kind of nation building happening. So it was a very, very interesting kind of work. And of course, the customer interactions, the customers for foreign exchange were very different from the general banking customers.
So, how was your experience with people at that time?
Amazing. It was a very, very great learning experience for me, learning from people from different, people exporting garments, people exporting something else, people importing some machineries. So, and all these were, each area gave me some insights into how the functioning happened in that particular field. For example, garment exports had its own. Like when I worked in Delhi, there were a lot of garment exporters who were our clients. And also a lot of importers who were importing machineries and things like that. So interacting with our own customers, it was it was gave me a lot of knowledge and lot of learnings, and a very, very, I must say, enriching experience for me.
Yeah, what I love the thing, from your conversation is that you say you learn a lot of things from people when you interact with them. That is really a positive,
Yes,
positive thing.
yes, yes.
Very nice to know about it, Paddy, your experience in the bank as the chief manager, and we are proud of you for holding that position and dealing with people and doing especially this international business. Amazing. It was amazing.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, yeah. Paddy, banking is an essential part of everyone's life. Okay.
Yeah.
So, what advice would you give to the viewers about saving money and especially cyber crimes?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Lately, we have been hearing and reading about a lot of cyber crimes happening. Someone posing as the customs department official and telling you that, look, some parcel has arrived. Kindly immediately block those numbers.
Okay.
Anyone who claims to be, anybody whom you don't know, and who's trying to make tall claims or trying to threaten you, or saying that, look, if you don't do this or if you don't do that, you're going to land in jail or the police will come to your door. Kindly do not believe and immediately block those numbers, because this is how cybercrime is happening. They have a very convincing and a threatening way of making you share your financial details like bank accounts, and kindly do not share your bank account details with anyone. Please keep this information to yourself. Kindly do not share any personal information with any of the strange numbers that you receive. And if you're not convinced, kindly block those numbers, so that you don't get that call again. Because we've been reading in the newspaper so much of cyber crimes happening. Somebody is saying something, and immediately they say customs is going to file a case against you, CBI is going to file a case, somebody will pose as a CBI officer and threaten you. Please kindly do not believe these people.
Yeah. How about
Don't know
saving
that when the
money?
call has come from a strange number, the best thing to do is block that number.
Could you please tell us some saving schemes or something very briefly?
Yeah. Personally, since I came from a middle class background, and for me, the bank job was my be all and end all of my life, and the salary meant the world to me. Nowadays, of course, people earn a lot, they earn in lakhs and all. Those days, we earned a few thousands. So I had the habit of always having a recurring deposit. I would suggest to others also, based on your own income levels, kindly you can always have a recurring deposit, which is a fixed amount going into that account every month for a fixed period. Thereafter, you get a lump sum amount, again invest that into fixed deposits, again have another recurring deposit account, or any other scheme which you feel is something you can do. But be very, very careful when you're investing in shares and other such you make other such investments. Kindly read the document, the document fully,
Instruction.
and kindly be advised
Yeah.
and become aware fully before you invest your amount in any of the unknown instruments. That's what I
Mm,
would say.
Thank you so much, Patty, for your advice about saving money and also these cyber crimes. As you said, we have been listening from people about these cyber crimes and they are losing money unexpectedly. That's really very bad. So, if a student wishes to become a probationary officer in a bank, how can he or she prepare for the examinations and interviews? Can you give some tips to the viewers about it, Paddy?
Yeah, surely. In our time, there was something called the Banking Services Recruitment Board.
Mm,
And through that only the nationalized banks, each had a, they were divided zone wise, southern zone, northern zone, eastern zone, etc. But
mm,
currently the banks themselves can also advertise
mm,
uh, depending on on their vacancies, because the vacancies themselves, because of computerization, and everything happening online, the
mm,
staff strength itself in the bank has shrunk a lot, through offer of voluntary retirements and so many other things, because they
mhm,
want to have less employees and more productivity and more profits.
uh-huh,
So if anybody wants to join a bank, please be on the lookout for the advertisements,
mm,
and you can join sometimes they advertise for an exam, so you have to clear a written exam, and thereafter there will be an interview, there may be a group discussion. You clear those things and finally you get the bank job.
okay, okay. Is it a graduation? What is
Yes, the
eligibility
minimum
criteria?
requirement even at the clerical level is a
It's a
graduate. Yeah,
graduation.
is
Yeah,
it could be any graduate, not necessarily
yeah,
commerce graduate. It
yeah.
could be any graduate. Being a commerce graduate helps in a bank, of course,
Mm,
but any stream is all right. But
mm.
minimum requirement is a graduate.
Graduation, right? Yeah, yeah. It's a really good suggestions from you, Paddy. Having worked in the bank for so many years, this advice is a golden advice, I would say, to all the youngsters.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Paddy, for your advice. As the former urban governance consultant at the Foundation for Futuristic Cities, Hyderabad, what responsibilities did you hold, Paddy, at the time?
Yes. I was a senior consultant with the Foundation for Futuristic Cities, which was largely involved in urban governance activities. Like we would be advisors to the municipal corporations on, how water was one of our major concerns in those days.
Okay.
I worked there for only 5 or 6 years, and water was a major concern in those days. So,
Uh,
how water supply could be streamlined so that
mm,
it reached all the areas, and we had made a lot of suggestions. We had identified some 182 localities in Hyderabad where the water supply situation could be improved, and we also did a conference inviting all the municipal commissioners from all over India at,
mm,
at this at one of the hotels, leading hotels here, and
mm,
they all came up with their own suggestions, because almost every state in India has some issues about water, and water is the elixir of life, as they say,
mm.
and without water one can't do anything. So this was one of our focus, urban
Okay.
governance. Water was one of our focus, and we were
Mm.
closely working with the municipalities and others to see how well the infrastructure and the civic amenities could be improved and enhanced.
You might have had interactions with common people those days, right, Paddy?
Not so much of common people. We were more dealing at the municipal commissioners level, because we cannot directly reach the people.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So
We
working for
would
the
have,
people
so we
through
would,
government,
because
like, right?
everything has to happen through the municipalities and
Yeah.
the civic administration. So on our own, we cannot reach out to people. So
Mm,
we were interacting with the municipal commissioners, interacting with the other civic officials, and
mm.
through them, we were trying to send, like in those days there was this water board was there. I think it's still there. So we
Yeah.
used to work closely with the water board officials, make our own suggestions,
Mm.
and advise them. Ours was mostly an advisory role, so we
Okay.
used to advise them as to how they could.
Okay. Okay. What was the result of that?
Um, the less said, the better, because it was our duty to make the suggestions. How much of
Yeah.
it was acceptable to the government of the government of the day, and how much of it was really implementable for them.
Yeah.
And it requires a certain amount of focus and certain amount of commitment
Yes.
to it is to implement those suggestions. So we
Uh,
did our best to do whatever we could,
yeah.
and we even had a one of our projects was at Tirupati. We had suggested quite a few things,
Mm.
how Tirupati could become a heritage circuit and a corridor for tourism and all, a tourism corridor and heritage circuit. So it's a very big document was given to the government of India, and a lot of my colleagues and we worked on that. And this Foundation for Futuristic Cities, headed by Miss Karuna Gopal, she
Okay.
has been even now she's very very active in the field of urban governance, and she's invited for a lot of
Okay.
initiatives for her advisory role, etc.
Yeah, it was really wonderful to know about the activities, and at the same time, what I loved is that, Paddy, you worked for the society in this manner. You thought about the people, common people in a city, and you worked very hard and you took their, what I would say, their request to the government and trying to do something through government. It was really a commendable job, I would say.
Thank you, Padma. I'm glad you think so. Yes,
Yeah, it was
it
a
was not a
commendable
direct
job.
interaction with people, but when people were very much in our mind, because water
Yeah,
is
yeah,
one of the
yeah.
closest to people's heart.
Yeah, yeah. What I say is that, Paddy, it was a wonderful gesture from your side because you were ready to do something for the people of Hyderabad.
Definitely, definitely,
So,
definitely.
and also, even you were talking to me about this earlier, also, you spoke to me about these things.
Yes.
Yeah, very good job, I would say.
Thank you so much, Padma. I'm glad you think so.
Yeah. Yes, definitely. Everyone will agree with me. I know that. Okay. When I talk about your literary journey, when did you begin your writing? What made you start writing? Can you please talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, sure. I think there was always a poet in me. I think from the age of 10, I started writing short poems, and and
Mm.
the biggest incentive for me in those days was there was a small competition in my school to write a poem on Mahatma Gandhi.
Mm.
And luckily, my poem got the first prize. So that
Okay.
became an incentive for me to write more poems. I mean, as would say, the poems I wrote then were pretty juvenile because I was also pretty young in those days. And
Mm.
then there came a time in my life during my banking career, definitely my writing had to take a back seat because it was a full time job, working as
Okay.
a manager, working as a senior manager, and then chief
Mm.
manager. It was a
Mm.
full time job. So, plus, I had my domestic responsibilities also. So, in those days, it was really difficult to focus on writing. So,
Okay.
therefore, I took a voluntary retirement. When I still
Mm.
had about 10 years of banking service left, I took a voluntary retirement and then started focusing on my literary
Okay.
uh,
That's really good,
ambitions and
Paddy.
activities.
Yeah, very good to know about it. How do you select a topic to write poetry or articles, whatever it may be? Do you fix a particular time to sit and write, or how do you start writing? And one more question I want to ask you: how do you connect poetry with the human lives?
What do you mean by poetry with the human life?
How does a person uh, how can a person resonate his life with poetry? Do you
Yes.
think poetry influences people in different ways?
Certainly. First, you asked me what is the time I write poetry, how do I
Yeah,
write
you
poetry,
please
etc.
firstly let me know how do you fix a time to write and how do you select a topic to write? Please answer this.
Yeah. First of all, my first activity in the morning is my coffee along with 2 to 3 newspapers. So once I'm done with the newspapers, I straight go to my laptop and sit for my writing activity. I find mornings to be a very conducive and time for being creative and write something. So
Mm.
usually after I read my newspaper, I immediately go to my laptop and sit, and I'm there till about 11:30, whenever. And I don't write to please anyone, but every day I write something. I just jot down my thoughts, or I might have read something in the newspaper. So my own reaction to that in the form
Mm.
of a poem, in the form of a small write-up. I don't send these things for publication, but it
Mm.
is for my own understanding, my own perception, and my own, how I view it, that particular incident of the day, something in the newspaper. In fact, earlier I used to write something called newsmerics also, five
Mm.
liners.
Okay.
Any newspaper item that attracted me, I would immediately, it's called a limerick. I used to write a five liner on
Mm.
that particular news item in those days.
Okay.
So that way, writing, reading, these things are a part of my life almost on a daily basis.
Very nice. That you write regularly every day without fail. That's what you say,
Almost,
right?
almost.
Yeah, yeah. That's really wonderful, Paddy. Yeah. Can you tell me how does poetry influence a person? In what way does it, inspire or influence someone?
Yes. I would here, go back to our our independence movement. So
Okay.
many poets those days, they
Mm.
inspired millions of people to come forward and, fight for the independence of India.
Mm.
Such inspiring poems in the Telugu language, in the Hindi language, and so
Mm.
many Gujarati, Tamil.
Mm.
Subramanya Bharati was there in Tamil. So everybody wrote very inspiring poems. And poetry has that power to inspire.
Inspire and
Yeah.
change.
Because it is not a
Mm.
speech.
Okay.
These are, short lines, very
Mm.
effective lines, very powerful lines that
Mm.
directly go and hit the very core of one's heart, and they
Mm.
inspire a person to act and to do something for the nation. I'm going to the independence movement. And
Mm.
then after too, always the poets, they are a class apart because
Okay.
it's not prose they are writing. It is
Uh.
poetry. So poetry always has a emotional appeal, a sentimental appeal, and
Mm.
also a practical appeal. I
Mm.
think all these three aspects come in a poem, depending on the type of poetry one reads and one writes.
Okay. So, how do you make your poems humorous?
Yeah. I think my own sense of humor. I think I'm a person who laughs a lot, as you would have noticed. I'm very fond of laughing, and I giggle a lot, as you know. Whenever I
Mm.
read something funny, I immediately giggle. And I
Mm.
owe a lot of my humor to one great writer named P.G. Wodehouse.
Mm.
I'm a huge, huge, huge fan of P.G. Wodehouse writing.
Mm.
And if you come to my house, you'll find a lot of his books, in my bookshelf. And, I have his condensed volumes. And I'm very, very fond of P.G. Wodehouse
Mm.
because it is not just humor, it is
Mm.
subtle humor. And his language flow is beautiful. And the words, choice of words. I
Mm.
owe a lot of my English to P.G. Wodehouse. I owe a lot of my humor to P.G. Wodehouse.
Okay,
So he
that's
has
nice.
been a writer who has influenced me a lot through my writing, my sense of humor, my other things also, even my interactions with people. I think a smile and a humorous comment always lightens the situation.
Okay,
Oh,
okay,
even a
thanks.
tense situation, it manages to lighten.
Okay, right, Paddy. Now let me ask you one more important question. As the honorary advisor of the Cultural Center of Vijayawada and Amaravati, and the literary and cultural advisor, sir, what responsibilities did you hold?
Yes, when I was, you see, these are all honorary positions. I was not making any money from these things, but it was a passion
Mm-hmm.
because my role was related to literary activities. So,
Mm.
Mr. Harishchandra Prasad of Cultural Center of Vijayawada and Amravati, and he's the chairman of the Mahalakshmi Group. He
Mm.
once saw me and he invited me, why don't you become our honorary literary. In fact, he said literary advisor. I
Mm.
added the word honorary there because I didn't want a salary.
Okay.
And that is how, because I wanted that freedom also. When you don't take a salary, you're a free person. Otherwise, you become
Mm.
an employee. So that
Mm.
employee role I did not want. I wanted an honorary role only.
Mm.
And
Mm.
those 5 years that I was with Cultural Center of Vijayawada and Amravati was a very fruitful period because the entire all of them, Ms. Harishchandra Prasad, Mrs. Tejaswini, and Dr. Shivanagi Reddy, all of them gave me a very free hand to, organize poetry meets, and we had organized, at least during my tenure, I organized 5 international multilingual poetry meets,
Wonderful.
and also brought out 5 international multilingual poetry anthologies called Amaravati Poetic Prism.
Mm.
So from 2015 to 2019, and these were, language poem. We thought of just having a Telugu and English poetry anthology, or maybe Hindi. But then I thought, why Telugu, English, and Hindi alone? Let's invite as many languages and give opportunity to even international poets to,
Yeah.
send their poems in their own language, maybe followed by an English translation. So this was it has always been, languages have always been a passion for me. So it was a golden opportunity for me to, showcase poetry in various languages through Amaravati Poetic Prism.
Yeah, excellent, Paddy, excellent. And working for 5 or 6 consecutive years, how many years, Paddy, it was?
2015 to 2019. I think 2020, the COVID and all started, and
Yeah.
automatically, things took a back step.
Yeah. Actually, how could you manage the multilingual anthologies publication, and also organizing this poetic fest for 6 consecutive years? Could you please briefly talk about it? How
Yeah,
was
sure.
this? How was the fest going on, and how did you manage, getting this anthology published? And one more thing, how did you collect, so many people, from different backgrounds, different languages? I mean, the people, not alone India, even other countries, many people, from different countries, they were invited. And how did you do all these things alone, Paddy? Could you please share
Yes.
those
Yeah,
things with
sure,
us?
sure. Padma, you would recall that I had a small online called Rate My Literature.
Yes.
That was, my son enabled that because through,
Yeah. I
and
was
thereafter that
also
website
part
had
of
a
that.
problem and we had to stop it. So when I was doing the Rate of My Literature, I got connected with a lot of poets
Mm.
and writers, and people who are interested in posting their poems there and things like that.
Mm.
And for me, it was always that languages should be showcased,
Mm.
and it was not an easy task,
Yes.
because every language has to be
Mm.
properly represented in its fonts. There cannot be any font incompatibility. So
Yeah.
it almost, every year I spent about 9 to 10 months continuously working for this Amaravati Poetic Prism.
What a hard work,
Yeah,
Paddy.
it started in a very modest way. The first year, within 2 months, it had to be done. So we had only 142 poems in 19 languages.
Mm.
But as they say, Amardeep, each
Mm.
poet introduced a few more poets. I
Yes.
completely, say all my thanks and gratitude to the various poets, who helped
True.
me get in touch with other poets.
Who introduced
And
others?
also all the encouragement and support I got from the Cultural Center of Vijayawada and Amravati, Mr. Harishchandra Prasad, Dr. Tejaswini, and Dr. Shivanagi Reddy. They gave me a free hand, which was very,
Mm.
very important to,
Yeah.
do this activity without any restrictions and without any interference. They just gave me a free hand. So I sat at home and I got connected with, poets have been, I owe a lot of credit to the poets who introduced me to other poets who were very generous with their introductions. So,
Mm.
the foreign poets themselves introduced other poets.
Yeah.
So that is how, I could get poetry from so many countries,
Okay. Okay.
86 countries almost.
Okay.
Yeah.
Could you please share your happy moments when you got awards, especially the Honored Poet of India from Seychelles and the Setu Award of Excellence in 2018? How did those happen in your life?
As far as Seychelles is concerned, Maggie.
I know her.
Yes. So Maggie is a dear friend of mine. She used to come for our Amaravati Poetic Prism events also.
Mm.
And thanks to Maggie, she has a magazine also. She runs. I'm not immediately able to recall the name because I'm still on the board of that magazine. I'm not able to
Mm.
immediately recall the name. So
Mm.
it is thanks to Maggie that I got the award from the, because she's from Seychelles. and
Mm.
it is she who, um, I must say, recommended my name for a government award from the government of Seychelles, because she
Okay.
was very impressed with the work that was happening with the
Uh,
Amravati Poetic Prism and various other. There was also this WWW, Women, Wit and Wisdom, which was an international uh, multilingual poetry anthology of just women poets,
yes.
which had
Yes.
about 220 poems by 78 or so poets.
Mm, mm,
So I completely owe my growth to the poets, who helped me, grow, and who helped
mm,
me evolve as a, editor, as a person who could get multilingual poetry, and showcasing that poetry in the correct font,
mm.
that particular language. That was the biggest challenge.
Yeah, very nice to know all these things
Yeah,
from
so
you,
that there's no
Paddy.
font incompatibility.
Yeah, as a friend, I know how much you worked hard for all these things. And now, when you are telling all these things, I could imagine how much hard work it was for you. And one more thing is that you're so humble to accept that you learned a lot of things from others. That is something special in you, Patty.
No, no, no. It is a fact, Padma.
Yeah,
I learned
yeah,
a lot from you. I learned a lot from our
yeah. We
good
learn
friend
from each
Srinivas
other.
Sampangi and so many others.
Yes.
They have all helped me grow and evolve as a individual, as a poet, as a writer. Because unless you people help me, how do I grow?
Yes. Yeah, yeah. All of us, learn from each other. That's the
Absolutely,
thing.
and we
Yeah.
influence each other. We encourage each other.
Yeah, yeah.
So
So, how did you feel when you got the honorary degree of Doctor of Literature at the 43rd World Congress of Poets? Can
yes,
you share those experiences and moments with us?
definitely, Padma, and you were a witness there.
Yes,
So
I
was
was
our
there.
good friend Srinivas Sambangi. All three of us were
Yes,
there, and
yes.
truly, it was a most unexpected honor for me that they gave me the honorary degree of Doctor of Literature, which
Mm.
I was truly humbled and honored by that gesture on their part. As you
Uh,
know, Dr. Sethu Kumanan,
uh,
he is the one. He has a lot of educational institutions all over in South India, especially Chennai and other places. Yeah,
mm,
Dr. Sethu Kumanan had come for one of the Amaravati Poetic Prism events, and for
mm.
some reason, it was the first event, 2015 or 16, he had come, and he
Okay.
was very impressed by the work that I was doing,
Mm,
single-handedly bringing out an anthology, and
mm,
and it is thanks to him, I must say,
mm,
because it is his organization that
mm.
conferred, he has a number of colleges and all that, and one of the colleges conferred that degree of Doctor of Literature upon me at the World Congress of Poets in
Yeah.
Madurai, if you remember right. Yeah,
Yes, yes.
we all were a witness to that,
Yes, yes. I was
and
also there.
it was a very humbling and a very experience, and also a great honor for me.
Yeah.
There were so many international personalities at that World Congress of Poets, because World Congress happens once a year in different countries. That
Correct.
particular year, it happened in India, in
Yes.
Madurai.
Yes, I also attended there
Yes.
and
After that,
friends.
it happened in Mexico and so many other countries,
Yes,
Portugal, and so many other
yes,
countries.
yes. It was really, wonderful to see you receiving that award on the
Thank you.
dais,
Thank you.
and especially Mr. Seth Kumanan, the way he treated us and the way we
Absolutely.
enjoyed the program, the way we enjoyed the World
Absolutely.
Poetry, Fest was really amazing and wonderful.
I'm always grateful to him for the great honor he bestowed upon me
Yeah.
through the Doctor of Literature. Though I never add that doctor in my name, because I feel it's an honorary degree and it should be kept as such.
You
But
truly
it
deserve
is a
it,
huge honor.
Paddy.
It's a huge, huge honor.
You truly deserve this,
Thank you.
this certificate and memento, whatever it is. You really deserve those things
Definitely. Thank
for
you.
the
I wish I was
literary.
online. I could have shown that certificate, but unfortunately
See,
today I see
I
it
feel so
offline.
bad. I feel
Same
so
here.
bad that
Same
I'm
here.
unable to see you.
Yeah, yeah, but I am able to see you very well, Padma. So,
Uh,
the communication from my side is becoming very
Yeah,
easy
only
for
voice
me.
could be heard, but I
Yes,
can't see
yes.
you. I really feel
True,
bad
true.
about it.
Same here, same here. I
Yeah,
don't
I'm
know what
sure.
has happened and why I'm not able to connect. Yeah.
So sorry, that I
It's
could
all
not
right. It happens
see you.
sometimes.
That is the thing. Okay.
My bad luck.
You have visited so many countries. I think you also attended some programs in other countries also, right, Patty? Did you?
Yes, yes, yes. I had once attended, I've attended programs in Malaysia thrice, and I had gone to Singapore once for a program, for a poetry meet. And they were very beautiful experiences, getting to know many. These also were platforms where, I met other poets and I invited them to Amravati Poetic Prism programs. I have
Okay.
also attended the SARC, South Asia Literary Festival 3 times at Delhi, Jaipur, and other places. So these were all opportunities where I really met international poets, great Indian poets of great standing, and
Okay.
they were all great literary personalities from India. So when I met these poets, they also encouraged me a lot, and they appreciated the fact that I was trying to promote poetry in different languages, not just English, not just Hindi, not just
Yeah.
the regional language. So
Really great. Yeah,
yeah,
that's
they
really
were very, very
wonderful.
supportive and appreciative of me.
Yeah, okay. Could you please give us a glimpse of your poetry collection that is Pen Chance Again?
Yeah.
Maybe the second book, I think.
Yeah, Pen Chance and Pen Chance Again are the two
Whatever
books.
it is, could you
Yeah, but
please?
I'm unable to show my book to you. I don't think
Uh,
that is the problem. I have it right here next to me.
yeah, could you
Pen-
please let us know about the book and what made
yes.
you get
Yeah.
it published and what type of poetry, I
Yes.
mean, what type of poems did you include in it? Could you please talk
Yeah.
about it?
Yeah. Yeah. See, again, my effort is always to be different, not be the run of the mill. So,
Mm.
I both my poetry collections, Penchants and Penchants Again, have been divided into thematic chapters.
Mm-hmm.
So there was the management subjects also, there was something else also, there was poetry also, poetry on poetry and poets. And they were all thematic chapters. For example, I can tell you, I will go to my latest Penchants Again. It
Mm.
has the thematic chapters called Poetry and Me,
Mm.
many splendored love, so poems on love,
Okay.
life, poems
Mm.
on life,
Mm-hmm.
and movie reviews. That has been one of my a unique, I must say, that's my USP, unique selling point, because I always write movie reviews in poetry format. Earlier I had a great passion for watching movies. I would go
Mm.
and watch a movie first, whichever movie I thought I should see, I would go and watch it first day, first show, and
Mm.
immediately write a review in poetry format. This went
Okay.
on for quite some time, and then now with the age catching up with me, I don't do those things. So
Okay.
it has tributes to great personalities like
Mm.
APJ Abdul Kalam, Sachin Tendulkar, MS Dhoni, Virat
Mm-hmm.
Kohli. Then there was
Mm.
this Aruna Ramchandra Shanbhag, who was killed in the
Okay.
hospital, on her hospital bed. Then
Uh,
baby Asifa, who was killed, baby Falak,
uh,
then Nirbhaya.
you wrote about all these, right?
Yes, yes, yes. These are all
Uh,
there in my book.
yes, you wrote about them and
Yeah, yeah.
even the
And then there
movie.
was something on I, me, and myself, the things, that appealed to me, like
Uh,
dancing the light, freedom,
uh,
blissful nothingness, and so on. Who
okay.
am I? Enlightenment, and
Yeah,
so
yeah.
on. Yeah.
So, do you write only in English or even in other languages, Paddy? In which
Yeah.
other languages do you write
I write
normally?
in Hindi and English.
Hindi
But
and English.
primarily, I write in English, but I'm also quite good at Hindi. So I also write poetry in Hindi from time
Mm.
to time. In fact, today also I wrote some poem in Hindi. So
Mm.
occasionally I do write in Hindi. Whenever I feel like, I write in Hindi also. But English is the primary language in which I write poetry.
Okay.
Tamil, I don't write much, very rare, in fact,
Okay.
because I have
Okay.
not had any formal education in Tamil. Having grown up in Maharashtra in those days, there was no
Mm.
opportunity to learn Tamil as a first language, second language, or third language, or anything, because we
Mm.
lived in places where there were hardly any Tamilians.
Okay. Okay. Though Tamil is your mother tongue, you don't write much in
Yeah, because
Tamil,
we
right?
learned Tamil at home, but I can read, write, speak Tamil fluently.
But you
But
don't
I
write.
don't dare to write poetry in Tamil, because poetry is a very special skill, and,
Yeah.
and it requires a flow of thoughts which I don't get in Tamil to write poetry in.
Could you please recite a couple of poems for us, Paddy?
Sure.
Maybe one in English, one in Hindi, whatever you feel like.
Yeah, I
Please
don't have my
recite.
Hindi poems. Let me check. Maybe the poem I wrote today I can read out to you
Yeah,
in
whatever you
Hindi.
feel like,
Yeah, yeah.
Patty, please. Yeah.
Yeah, one of my most earliest poems and one of my most favorite poems in English, which
Mm-hmm.
I like myself, is called the poetry of the heart.
Hmm.
So probably you have heard this before, but if you don't mind, I'll read this poem again.
No problem, Paddy. Please go ahead. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
So the title of this poem is Poetry of the Heart. When a poem emanates from the heart, it very much develops like a work of art, with colors from the wings of many birds that lend themselves to the poet's words. Much like the strokes of an artist's brush, a poem gets nourished by words that rush to give it a flourish, a structure, and a feel that make the poem glide on an even keel. When from the heart a poem emanates, into a chain reaction it often detonates, words exploding with meaning and rhythm, like the colorful rays of light from a prism. Much like the scenario of a pleasant dream, the poem shimmers like a cascading stream when thoughts and feelings poetically unite to weave a seamless tapestry of day and night. Poetry of the heart reaches for the skies in words that touch the soul and are wise. In the poetry of the heart, there are no lies, as it lingers on in the psyche and never dies.
Very nice. Very nice. And the rhyme scheme is really beautiful, Paddy.
Thank you.
I know you use this rhyme scheme in most of the poems I know when you write.
True, true.
And whoever listens to this poem, one can understand what is poetry and the power of poetry. And you have used good imagery and good literary devices also, Paddy.
Thank
Really
you.
wonderful.
Thank you so
Vocabulary
much.
is beautiful. Nice.
Thank you, Padma.
Nice.
Would you
Could you
like to hear
please?
another poem?
Yeah, please. Could you please
Yeah,
read one more?
yeah. I have taken an episode from the Mahabharata.
Okay.
Yeah, so I tried to write a poem on that. It's titled At the Kurukshetra.
Okay.
At the Kurukshetra, battle lines clearly drawn, warring sides full of muscle and brawn, waited impatiently to attack each other, no matter if it was a father or a brother. The battle saw brother against brother, all were ready to pounce on each other. Though Dharma Yuddha it was called, Dharma seemed to have been stalled. His brows knitted into a deep frown. Arjuna lowered his Gandiva down. The sight before him unnerved him. His own waited to be slain by him. I can't, O Krishna, he said, his face distraught, his eyes all red. Can't kill them, they are not my foes. Such a thought is the lowliest of the lows. As Arjuna knelt before him with his bows, Krishna, the Parthasarthi, then rose and said, Parth, this is a battlefield. Fight, think not of the results it might yield. Your karma here is to fight the battle, even if the sight of your own does rattle. Thus spake Lord Krishna, the Bhagavad Gita, to a war averse Arjuna at the Kurukshetra. Thank you.
Wonderful. Wonderful, Paddy. Whenever we listen to this Krishna Arjuna's conversation
Absolutely.
or anything, any communication between Krishna and Arjuna, we feel so happy and we learn a lot of things from
Absolutely. Absolutely.
these holy books or stories, whatever it is. And you narrated it so beautifully,
Thank
Paddy.
you so much. Thank you so much.
Very nice. One can learn a lot of things. Your poem is an eye opener to many people. That's what I feel. Yeah. Do you have any hobbies or interests? Are you passionate about something apart from writing poetry or these writings, anything, whatever it is?
Yes, yes. You will laugh at me when tell you that I'm very fond of watching TV.
Hmm. I don't laugh because I also do the same thing.
Many who are watching may laugh, because I'm very fond of watching TV, the news channels, the serials. I'm a retired person now in my 70s, so I feel like watching the TV because all my life I had no opportunity. So I think I'm going the whole hog to watch TV now.
Okay, okay.
But
So,
then I have my timings. I only usually watch late evening or late night only, not during the day. I don't waste my day watching TV. No, not even now.
definitely, TV is, refreshment for refreshment. We watch it and
Absolutely. And
for
it's a
fun
great
and all.
companion for people who live alone.
Definitely, definitely. Paddy, many people want to become famous in the world and they want to become successful. According to you, what is success? And what advice do you want to give people who really want to become famous?
Yeah. First and foremost, we should never have that consciousness that I want to be a success, I want to be famous.
Oh,
Your actions have to lead you to that path of success and progress.
oh,
It is all about hard work. Nothing comes without hard work. Success
mm,
doesn't come without hard work.
okay.
Fame doesn't come without hard work.
Mm,
And every profession, every job that we do requires commitment,
yeah.
requires our involvement, and requires our focus
Mm,
to do a good job.
very nice.
And
Very
first
nice.
and foremost, we should be happy with the work that we are doing and we should be satisfied. And then
Uh,
only we can please others. But,
yeah.
success, fame, they will come. Even without our seeking, it will come. But
Yeah.
when we try to seek fame or do something with an intention to gain fame, somewhere, our own performance will be affected.
Mm. So you say one has to work hard constantly. He can, the success follows.
Yeah. Like it is said, there is no substitute for hard work.
Definitely, no shortcuts for
No
success.
shortcuts. You
So
have to
yeah.
work hard to achieve.
Mm,
And we should not work with the motive of fame and motive of,
mm,
success and all. They
mm,
will follow. Once we work hard and we focus on the job on hand, I think they
mm.
will follow.
Okay,
Or,
hard
or
work.
even if they don't come, we have the satisfaction of having done a good job.
Very nice. Very
So that's
nice.
very important that we should be first satisfied with our work. Then we
Mm,
can please,
okay.
success and fame and all will follow.
What is happiness according to you, Paddy?
Happiness for me is laughing out aloud.
Okay.
Just have a good laugh and see how the entire personality, the inner our inner personality and our inner self glows.
Mm,
So
mm.
let's keep laughing, let's keep smiling, let's not keep a glum face.
Okay. So how do you define success?
Smile a lot. That's the happiness
Okay.
mantra.
How do you define success in a sentence?
Success in a sentence.
Mm-hmm.
Success is working hard for it.
Okay. Okay, thank you so much for spending your valuable time with me and with us, Padmaja Iyengar, and it was really wonderful communicating with you. And it was really an enjoyable and enthralling conversation with you, Paddy. Thank you so much for spending time with me. Once again, thank you once
Yeah.
again, Paddy.
Thank you, Padma. And I take this opportunity to thank Prasanna of Fertile Brains, who facilitated this interaction. And I thank you personally for inviting me for this interaction. Thank you for the honor and the opportunity, Padmavati, Fertile Brains, Prasanna, all of you, and all the viewers who have joined this interaction and who have place their comments, which I'll read later and respond. Thank you all for joining, and thank you, especially my dear Padmavati, for having me here and giving me this opportunity and the honor.
You're welcome, Paddy, and thank you so much. I really had a great conversation with you
Thank
and
you.
learned a lot of things from you, which I did not know earlier. Thank you so much, Paddy.
Thank you, Padma. The learning has been mutual, and thank you for the honor once again.
Okay, Paddy,
Good
thank you.
night.
Yeah,
Good
good
night.
night, Paddy. Yeah.
Good night. Thank you.
Yeah.
Over, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now we can speak freely.
No, let me end the program.